Today's Toy Spot, we are having a look at the Hasbro Marvel Legends series Spider-Man. Probably one thing that you're noticing right off the bat is the Spider-Man figure is a little bit larger than the standard 6-inch figure that we normally have a look at on this channel. That's because these are from the larger Marvel Legends series, where you still get interchangeable hands, interchangeable faces, but just a much bigger Spider-Man. There's a couple of these variations out there. I think I've also seen an Iron Man. I think there was also a Captain America. Side of the box. There's Spider-Man right there, and I like how the packaging almost has a metallic kind of slight coloring off, as you can see there, hopefully, as I rotate the box left and right. And then on the back of the package, oh, there you go. That's a much better idea of what I'm talking about right there. As you can see, he shows the different poses that you can get him in. Again, the interchangeable head right there as well. To check out more from Hasbro, head over to www.hasbro.com/Marvel. Spot's going to take a break, get this completely opened up, and when we come back, we're going to get a better look at the larger size Marvel Legends series Spider-Man. There's more anyway, guys. Don't go anywhere. Before we have a look at the larger Spider-Man here, let's have a look at some of the accessories that come included with the figure. For starters, you have a total of 4 interchangeable hands. Hands ranging from your grabbing kind of finger spread hands. As you can see there, he does also come with 1 web shooting hand, not 100% accurate. He does have the secondary web shooting hand currently on his hand, and as paired with the web shooting hand to web shooting hand, he also comes with another closed fist if, again, you want to swap these out. To swap out any of the hands, exactly the same format as the smaller Marvel Legends. Just simply pull the peg out, find the hand. You know what? Let's grab one of these grasping hands, and very easily slide that back into place. You know what? We'll do it with the other hand too. It looks a little awkward having 1 closed fist, 1 open hand. Let's swap it for 2 open hands. There we go. Of course, it will look a little bit more dynamic once I get him more into a super cool Spider-Man pose. The hands will certainly come into play for that. Also, to become included with the larger Spider-Man, he comes with a series of interchangeable heads. The default, as you can clearly see, is the masked Spider-Man, but he also comes with a completely unmasked Peter Parker head, which I think is quite good. I'm certain that these are just scaled up versions, equally so as the Spider-Man, scaled up versions to, Marvel Legends Spider-Mans that we already have received, as this does bear some striking resemblance to the pizza-eating Spider-Man Marvel Legends that we've looked at previously on this channel. There's the ball joints on the undersides there. And we can go ahead and just pop the figure's head off very, very easily. And you know what? Let's do the unmasked Spider-Man for the time being. It helps a lot, I find, the fact that the figure is as big as he is, because it seems like changing out the ball joint, the head, and changing out the hands seems a lot easier because you're dealing with a much larger peg. Less likely that there's going to be a breaking happening. And you know what? While we're at it, let's pop the head off once again and replace it with the slightly unmasked Spider-Man with a big smile on his face. And you've got him right there. Let me know certainly down below which of the heads that you prefer. Tried and true for me, I always revert usually to the completely masked Spider-Man head. But you know what, while we're at it, while I've got it in hand, let's look at the Spider-Man head and then we'll kind of look at the rest of the figure. The head is pretty good. There's just a little bit of paint quality issues there on the white, where some of that black has either gotten onto the white area or the white is not completely, finished. I see a little bit of blackness there. One also thing too with the larger figures is that quality of especially webbing on Spider-Man seems to be a lot cleaner because you've got a bigger area. When you take essentially a larger figure and you're scaling it down, imagine all the webbing and stuff is also getting smaller and closer together as well. A much larger figure like this can accommodate a much cleaner looking paint quality. There's the head right there. You can even see like the indentation, or how the little area of the nose is sticking up, and the very pointed chin of Spider-Man's head, or Peter Parker's head underneath. And you know what? Once again, we'll just pop the head off. We'll replace it back again with the classic tried and true Spider-Man. Now, I'm certain we've gotten this figure countless times before. They've incorporated some aspects to him that maybe smaller figures don't have. Like ankle pivot is not always present on all Marvel Legends figures. Larger Spider-Mans like this can accommodate them, as well as that bend in the toe. Coloring for the most part on him is pretty good. Like I said, the webbing is generally clean. I don't have any real concerns with the webbing. I got a little bit of just redness, hopefully you can see, on the bicep area and on the area of the forearm. The web shooters have been painted in on a silver just to stand out from the rest of the body. And I like that they went with the more darker tone of blue rather than giving them a light blue. In fact, it's one of the more darker blues we've seen on a Marvel Legends Spider-Man. But other than that, I don't really have much I can say as nitpicks to the figure. If you really like Marvel Legends in the 6-inch variety, basically you're getting all of that, just scaled up to a much larger figure of Spider-Man. When it comes to his posability, as you probably have already seen, he does have the ball joint, but then equally so, he's got the ball joint and hinge joint also in the head, allowing an up and down motion in the head, as well as the lack of restrictions there with the ball joint in the head, allowing full head rotation there as well. He also does have something that the smaller Marvel Legend also had. He has that shoulder crunch where you can angle the shoulder back, and then on top of that, you've got the pegged joint of the shoulder that's pegged into the socket of this little area here. So that means not only do you get the hinge motion forward and back, then you've got a range of motion in the shoulder area as well. And sometimes it gets stuck. It's easy to just rectify that. He has a rotation in the bicep. He has a double bend in the elbow, which is much more easier to showcase to you. The bend right there and the bend right there, allowing a double bend in the elbow. It's a little stiff, but you can get the hand even up to Spider-Man's face. Like Spider-Man's got a migraine. Poor Spider-Man, take a Tylenol. Then when it gets to his forearms, let's straighten the arm out again. He's got a rotation in the hand and individual hinges there as well. So again, you can angle and pivot that to your heart's content. You even have it like he's got his hand out like that. Upper torso is on a ball joint. Clicks a little bit when moving it side to side. He's also got an ab crunch, which luckily is not loose yet. And the ab crunch goes actually considerably far down to the lower torso of Spider-Man. Ball joint in the legs, good range of motion there. He's got top swivel cut on the thigh portion of his leg. Double hinge knee. A swivel on the lower leg by the calf area of Spider-Man. And as I already mentioned, he's got the hinge up and down, an ankle pivot, and he's got the bend in the toe. These are currently available. Well, I've seen actually a lot of these I've seen at Toys R Us. I might actually be more inclined to pick up maybe more of these. I've seen Captain America. I think I also saw Iron Man as well. Spider-Man might be my favorite. I say that though because I really haven't had a chance to pick up the other two figures yet, but I like these. I like the larger scale that they are in. You know, you can have your figures posed smaller, in this case larger, but I think with the larger Spider-Man, not that Spot is a considerable poser, so to speak, but you know, with a larger figure like this, it gives me a little more wiggle room to pose him in a really cool Spider-Man pose. And that's probably what I'm going to do, get him really in a neat Spider-Man pose and then display him on my shelf. Today's Toy Spot, we were looking at something a little bit bigger than normal. We're looking at the new larger scale Marvel Legends figures, and this was the Marvel Legends series Spider-Man. Stay tuned, guys. Spot's going to have more Toy Spots heading your way. As always, thanks for watching. See you next time.